Hi folks, it's Ryan again, and I'm with ORS Snowshoes Direct here in lovely Vermont. It's winter time almost, and we are getting ready to go snowshoeing. We're going to talk about the Go Anywhere All-Terrain category right now. If you want to go anywhere, if you want to tackle any terrain, this is the category to look at. There's a lot of shoes here, so let me give you a real quick overview of the lineup and what we have to offer, starting with the Tubbs Wilderness. The Wilderness series, plenty of traction, stainless steel traction. What really sells this shoe, though, I'm not gonna get too crazy on you, but just talk about the 180 binding. It's the easiest binding going. You put your foot in, you tighten that, you're good to go. It's nice and padded. It has lots of support in these wings here. And the other thing that you'll find in the Tubbs shoes in this category, what's called the R2 response. You see how the binding is sort of suspended on these webbings here? That gives the binding the ability to articulate. Next to the Wilderness, I got the women's model, and you'll see how much more tapered the tails are. Gives a more natural stride, and also has a smaller binding to fit a woman's smaller foot for perhaps a smaller boot. Now, next in line in the Tubbs is the Couloir. Tons of traction. Look at that. You can walk straight up a waterfall with this thing right there. Tons and tons of traction. As well, you've got a heel lift. So when you're up for extended period of time, that's going to be a lot more comfortable, take a lot less fatigue off your calves. Aside from that, the binding is great. Nice and padded. You just pull these straps here to tighten it down. It's got a ratcheting heel strap, so it gives you a very, very secure fit. Plenty of stiffness in those wings. This shoe can do just about anything. And that is the Couloir. It's also available in women's. Now we've got the Flex NRG binding, the new Flex series from Tubbs. The idea here, it's a molded snowshoe versus a frame and decking material style. And it gives you a lot of articulation. So as the terrain sort of undulates, this shoe will flex to give you the best traction possible. And it also has a very, very soft flexing tail. It's a very, very comfortable snowshoe, especially when you get on sort of the hard pack or the ice. That really, really takes a lot of stress off your joints. It also has that nice 180 binding that you'd see on the Wilderness series here. So a super easy to use binding and plenty of traction as well. And all of the Tubbs have the rotating toe cord. So the binding pivots freely from the shoe. When you take a step, the tail falls, the snow sheds off the back. Tubbs really believes in that concept, and they have stuck with it across the line. Let's look at an Atlas snowshoe. First of all, since we're talking about toe cords, they have a different take on a toe cord. They feel that when you take a step, the shoe should come with you, so you'll see that the tail doesn't drop quite as much. This design, they call it the spring-loaded toe cord, gives the binding tons of articulation as you come across uneven terrain. So again, go anywhere, all terrain. Look at all that traction. Tons of it. Stainless steel, bites into that snow, bites into that ice. Also has a heel lift as well. And very cool binding. You got this loop here. You pull that tight, it'll snug around your foot, and then you just tighten that ratcheting heel strap. Again, nice and padded, lots and lots of support. So it'll give you the support and confidence you need to hike up that waterfall. This year we have carried Crescent Moon. This is a new shoe from us. They are made right in Boulder, Colorado, and very cool design. You'll notice a difference when you look at these shoes. Very, very teardrop shape. Again, the idea there is for walking and the best sort of natural stride, but also gets really wide up in the forefoot area for great flotation. Aside from that, plenty of stainless steel traction. And what really, really sets this shoe apart is the binding. You grab that loop, you pull it, and this nice soft material will just wrap and mold around your foot nice and comfortable, and then once again you got a heel strap. So a super, super easy to use, yet very secure binding, and you just pull on that loop to loosen it, comes right undone. Fixed toe cord, so kind of a blend between the rotating and the spring-loaded. Again, the shoe's going to come with you with a step. All right, now we're getting into, we have gotten into the US-made category. We went to Boulder. Now we're in MSR land here. MSR snowshoe, this is the Lightning Ascent. Very, very cool snowshoe. Lots and lots of traction all around. The frame is actually part of the traction on this guy. A rotating toe cord with a stopping point. So again, the snow will shed, but the shoe is not going to swing all the way underneath you. Climbing bar right there, and a really simple, easy to use binding. Doesn't look as fancy as maybe a Tubbs or an Atlas, but you slide your foot in there, you pull these nice stretchy rubber straps, and it secures nice and secure, nice and tight around your boot. That's the Lightning. Very, very lightweight snowshoe. Probably the lightest snowshoe in the line right here. And that's the whole idea. And then the standard Lightning, essentially the same shoe without the heel bar, without the climbing bar. So maybe you're not going, climbing all day long. You don't need that necessarily. It's going to save a little bit of weight, and otherwise, pretty much the same shoe. And both made in the U.S. And now we got the TSL over the top, made in the U.S., made in Vermont, right where we're from. Lots and lots of traction. A rotating toe cord. It does have a climbing bar. This thing actually spins, so you can use it or spin it out of the way and get it out of the way when you're not using it, and that'll just lock into place when you're done. Has a nice sort of ratcheting heel strap, sort of like a snowboard buckle. So again, it gives you a nice secure fit. You can actually adjust this yoke as well as the toe piece as well can adjust. You can really get a nice custom, simple, and easy to use fit on that. And then last but not least, Dion, made right down the road from us here in Vermont. And very, very lightweight, very, very well made, handcrafted snowshoe. And we're pretty psyched to carry. Teflon coated cleats. The binding doesn't look as fancy again, but it works great. It's just a simple strap system. It's going to give a nice, comfortable fit, and there's plenty of traction. It's super, super durable, and that decking material is very, very soft, so it's a nice, quiet snowshoe. So, all right, whew, I'm tired. So, there it is, folks. Go Anywhere all-terrain category. You can certainly get more details on each individual product page for each of these snowshoes. And thanks a lot for listening. My name is Ryan from ORS Snowshoes Direct here in Vermont.